Alright, guys, and welcome along to my channel, Old School Gunner. How you all getting on, guys? Got the green screen going on behind me. I honestly don't know where to start. Where do we go from here? How do I even start the stream? Uh, Jesus Almighty. I mean, we've been here before. Listen, I just want to start by thanking everybody for your continued support on this channel, guys. On my channel, all your likes, your subscribes, and your comments. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for your continued support. Big up to Scott, man. Sorry I came onto the stream late. Yeah, I was just trying to build up a little bit of momentum before I came on. You know what I mean? A bit of interest in the stream before I went live. I was also trying to gather my thoughts, obviously, after an absolutely draining defeat to Bournemouth. I was actually working today. I got up at 4:45 in the morning and I went to work. I opened up the business and I finished at about like 1:30. Managed to get back to catch the second half. Wish I hadn't. Um, as bad as that sounds. Lifelong Gooner, love the club, and what I saw was just, I mean, look, I'm going to start at the start. I mean, the real Arsenal fans out there, the people that actually care, myself included, we care about the football club. And we, like, if we won the league this season, which is not going to happen now, but if we did manage to win the league this season, like I said, which I do not think is going to happen, but it would not be the case that I would be walking down the street thinking I was the fucking best thing ever. You have to think of the fans. Yeah, obviously myself included, of course. But this win would be for the fans. If we got across the line and managed to get the league title this season, which is not going to happen now, it would have been for the fans. It's not that we can walk around and think we're better than other people or be arrogant or, you know, it's because we care about the football club. Long before Mikel Arteta, long before any of the players that are currently on the team, I supported the club since I was a child. As soon as I was old enough to actually pick a team I wanted to support, even though my mother went away, God bless her, and she went in and she got me like an Everton pencil case, and she came back with this blue Everton pencil case, not even knowing what Everton was. I just stood back, lined it up with the trash can in my bedroom, and sunk a nice 3 pointer straight into the fucking bin. That was the end of that. Arsenal was always going to be the team for me. Um, Team I fell in love with as a child, and it's always been like that for me. So the connection to the football club is real, yeah, for a lot of people out there, as it is for fans of many other teams. Also, the Bournemouth fans, the connection to their club is real. Um, where do I start about today's game? About the last couple of matches? I mean, first and foremost, I think it's very easy to point the finger at Mikel Arteta, and I think he does have to shoulder some of the blame. And I do not think that he is good enough to take us to the next level and to win us a league title. I think that day will never come. This isn't a new feeling for me, guys. I have felt this a long time. Um, that he's always going to come up short when it comes to actually delivering a league title for one reason or another. But he is not the only person to blame for what went on in recent times and in last season and the season before that and the season before that. Like, there was a lot of talk of quadruples, guys. It looks to me the only quadruple we're going to do is a quadruple of second place finishes because this is going to be our fourth if it turns out that we don't get across the line. I honestly don't think we will win the league now. And of course, you would be an idiot if you did not have to call into question the attitude of some of the players and also of the manager. But like I said, he is not the only one to blame for this. It's also the players. I mean, what I saw out there today was the complete opposite of what is actually required to win a game of this magnitude and to put yourselves in a position where you can actually win the title. There was no resolve, there was no belief, there was no spirit, there was no determination against a determined Bournemouth team. And I'm not here, guys, to point fingers at Mikel Arteta or the players. I want to bring some kind of, and I'm not here to kind of soothe my battered ego, you know. I will support the club either way, whether we win or lose, and that will never change. My opinions on Arteta and the players, they're my opinions, and I will always stand by them. But I'm not here to point a finger at Arteta, and I'm not here to point a finger at the players. I just want to kind of, like, I'm a lot older than a lot of you guys out there. I'm 46 years of age. I've seen a lot in my life, good and bad, and not just related to football. I'm not trying to ease my own battered ego, or I want to try to make sense of what was going on out there and what the mentality of the team and the manager is like. Like I said, I do not think Mikel Arteta will ever get us to where we need to be and deliver a league title, but he's not the only problem. The players went out there today, and I don't know what is going on in their minds. I mean, maybe they need a couple of Irish players there, but look, all joking aside, yeah, there was a definite lack of character and a lack of courage and a lack of belief. I understand the pressure is on. I understand the expectancy is great. And today we were up against a difficult opponent that have made it very difficult for us in recent seasons. They did a double over us last season, home and away, yeah? Believe it or not, guys. They beat us home and away last season. Um, and of course, they triumphed today. But I'm just trying to make sense for all the people out there, guys, of what actually happened in that game. From my point of view, like what I can see, now I understand the team is nervous. I understand the team is tense. I understand there's a lot of expectancy on the team. But you have to put it into context. They knew going into this run of games who was waiting there for them. They knew what the challenge was going to be. And Bournemouth are not a soft touch like Sporting, guys. Sporting are like a soft touch compared to Bournemouth. Bournemouth are a much more rugged, workmanlike, skillful, determined, and clever team with a very clever manager. A better manager than Mikel Arteta? I think so. But what I saw today, like I said, it would be very easy to point the finger at Mikel Arteta and hold him responsible. The players are as much the fault as he is. I mean, with 20 minutes to go, what the fuck were they doing? Pardon my language, guys. 20 minutes to go, we had to fucking win. We had to win. The second half, from the very first minute of the game, when the second half kicked off, all of these things, guys, we had to win the game. It was absolutely vital. We couldn't be looking to tomorrow and hoping that Chelsea can do us a favour against City. It was in our hands. We had one thing that we had to do today: win the game. Don't anybody try to tell me, guys, that we didn't have the quality out there to do it. We did. It's up here. And maybe it's a bit here, yeah, in the heart. You care about the club, they care about the team, they want to do it for the fans. That's not what I saw out there today. It wasn't like that. Don't anybody tell me that that was 100% of what they can give. Sometimes, as players, look, I understand it's a high pressure situation, yeah. The pressure is on, but that's what it takes at this level. You need to overcome that, and you need to win the games like today. They were lethargic, they were slow, they were predictable. But like I said, it's not because Bukayo Saka wasn't playing. He's been playing shit anyway recently before the injury. It wasn't because Martin Odegaard wasn't playing. Okay, he brings quality to our play, and he is a player. He is the best player at the football club, in my opinion, and the most creative player we have. Of course, that was a blow, but we had enough players out there, enough men, if you want to call them that, to get the job done. They knew what they had to do. Just win the fucking game. It didn't need to be pretty. I would be the last person to complain if we won 1-0 and it was fucking ugly. It's not important. All that was important today was getting the 3 points and getting across the line. Any of the fans out there that really care about the football club, before Mikel Arteta, before any of the players that are playing for it now, before Bergkamp, before Henry, before all of these players, what's important is the football club. What's important is the football club and supporting the team regardless. And I will always support the football club regardless of what happens this season, regardless of what happens next season. But when they put themselves in a position like they have done in the last 3 seasons, and now this season again, they put themselves in a position where they can actually go out and do something. They have a chance. They're in with a shout. They get Bournemouth at home after 3 defeats in the last four now, guys. Huh? Losing to Bournemouth today. Losing in the Carabao Cup to Manchester City. Bizarre decision not to play David Raya when we needed our full strength team against a very strong Manchester City team. Then we had the Southampton game. Guys, we're good enough to beat Southampton, yeah? With all due respects to Southampton. And we're good enough to beat Bournemouth. But it starts up here. Where was the determination? Where was the will to win? The crowd got behind the team. The crowd were fully behind the team. Like I said, there is pressure, but it sounds like one of those good problems. Hi Damon, how are you, man? I hope you're keeping well, but there is pressure, but it's one of those good problems. We put ourselves in a position to realistically win our first league title in 22 years. We were realistically in the position. We just needed to go out today and show a little bit of determination. And where was the fire? Jesus Christ, it took forever for them to actually get the gussy up, to get pumped up and fired up for the game. It took forever. It took a fucking eternity. Everything was lacking. Hey Damien, hit the thumbs up for me if you can, man. Yeah, hit the like. I'd appreciate it, man. And I hope you're keeping well, and I hope you're having a nice weekend. It's nice to see you again, yeah. Nice to hear from you. But look, the problem is not like the problem Arsenal have is not that he. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up, Damien. Yeah? I appreciate it. The problem we have is not actually the opposition. It's within the Arsenal camp. That lack of belief, that lack of maybe they need a couple of Irish players in there of the mind of Roy Keane to get the fucking job done. Because the current guys, They're not doing it. And it doesn't matter about injuries. This, that, and the other. It was an 11 against 11 out there. It was fucking fair. We had home advantage, but of course, there's pressure. We're pushing for the title. But you have to deal with that kind of pressure at this level of the game. None of that was evident out there. It's not all about ability. It's not all about ability. I'm trying to be as constructive as I can, guys, in referencing the problems. And this is not a knee jerk reaction, guys. When the team were going for the title, I completely was behind them and I wouldn't speak negatively about anyone. But the fact of the matter is, we're not good enough. And the fact of the matter is, in my opinion, Arteta will never lead us to a league title. It doesn't matter what happens tomorrow. If Chelsea do us a favour and they manage to beat Manchester City, which I can't see happening, but it doesn't matter because it lies with us. It lies with Arsenal as a football team. They had the chance today, it was in their hands. That performance, people can say what they want about Bournemouth, a very good football team. They make life difficult for you. But I was watching the second half, and one thing I saw, and guys, all the people out there watching it, there's a couple of people tuning in. Please explain to me, why were we hitting the ball long? There was this long ball from Raya. There was a fair wind in the second half, and the wind was in our favour. Why on earth were we hitting the ball long? It was 1-1. We had to push for a winner. It was vital we got ahead. They're the ones that got the goal. They're the ones that won the game. Why on earth were we hitting the ball long at 1-1? They were set up in such a way, Bournemouth, that was like meat and drink to them. It was like dropping the ball in on Tony Adams when he was in his pomp, when he was at his best. That Arsenal defence. Dropping the high ball in on top of them. That was like everything they wanted, guys. Manna from heaven. You had to get the ball down. There was Raya smashing it up the park. Now, he was told to do that, playing the long ball. The way Bournemouth were set up. It made it easy for them to defend. We weren't having much success on the wings. I get it. We weren't having much success through the middle. It improved when Trossard, Eze, and Jesus came on. It improved. Especially Trossard looked lively. We improved. We looked a little bit more dangerous, mainly thanks to Trossard. And of course, Declan Rice was pushing us on, doing his very best to get us where we needed to be. I just don't understand when it was at 1-1 and we needed to get the winner. We needed to win the game. We had to score. Why did we play the long ball dropping in on top of their centre backs? Jokeris had no chance. He had no chance against their centre backs. They were set up in such a way that they were winning the breaking ball. As soon as they challenged him, the ball broke. They were first to it, and they were on the offensive. And that's also what got the problem with the goal. Giving the ball away cheap with a long ball forward. They won it, hit us on the counter, and there was several mistakes after that. After that, but hitting the ball long in on top of their defence. When we had players on the field that could actually stretch them, like Dowman, like Trossard, like Eze. And there we are, dropping the ball in on top of them, hitting it up the field, a fucking long ball. Okay, as soon as we got it down and we tried to play it out, they were pressing us. But we were fucking bad in possession in those areas. They were pressing us, they were on top of us. We couldn't breathe. They strangled the life out of us when we tried to build from the back like we normally do. But we knew what they were going to do before the game. What else were they going to do? What else were they going to do? Quicker passing, draw them in, work the ball wide, and get it up the fucking wing. Don't just hit it up the fucking field. A glory fucking passes it. Come on. It's not going to work. They had us figured out. The only way to hurt them was to get the ball down and play. We made mistakes. They could have caught us. Maybe we would have conceded, but that's the risk you take. But you have to get the ball down and play it to feet. The long ball was never going to work. How many times did Raya smack it up there? Who the fuck was telling him to do that? Was that really going to unhinge their defence? A fucking high ball. Come on. It's not going to unhinge their defence. It's professional football. And they were fucking on it at the back. They played well. The only way to get at them was to try to get it wide and work the position and run at them. It's the only way. How many times did we just hit it fucking aimlessly up the field? What was Jokeris meant to do up there? There was 2 against 1. They were on top of him. Rice had his moments. He tried to push us forward. I thought Dolman did well when he came on. He's a young guy, guys. He's only 16 years of age. But he did what a lot of them could not do. He got a hold of it, and when he couldn't get past his man, he brought other players into play, but he held onto the ball. He didn't lose it fucking carelessly. Like Jesus, for example. When Dolman went for it, he couldn't get past his man. They were experienced. They shackled him. But he did enough to hold on to it and to bring other players into the play. And we built again. The ball was recycled. There was another phase. He did a lot of what other players could not fucking do. And that is how you win games. But he couldn't do it on his own. Trossard as well who had the right idea. Quick ball into feet. Shifting from the right leg to the left leg, to the left to the right. He was turning players. Madueke also was good, I thought, before he got taken off. He was looking to stretch him. And he was always looking to get him behind. Always. He always kept him on the back foot. And he had them guessing which way was he going to go. He was always looking for the chance to get to the byline and to get the crossing. And that's how you unsettle teams like that. You keep them on the back foot, you move the ball quickly into the danger areas, and you get a cross across the box. Sooner or later, we would have broken them if we kept going that way. Sooner or later, we would have got our deserved our rewards. But we had to be patient and we had to keep playing the ball to feet. We weren't good enough in possession, especially at the back. We laboured to move the ball quickly into the midfield and get the ball wide. At one point in the game, I was watching it, and they were pressing, fair enough, and we had to be careful, yeah? But we had a regular goalkeeper and we had regular defenders, our 2 centre backs. They know each other's games inside out. So we had a settled defence. Why weren't we moving the ball quickly into the areas where we could hurt them? Like, at one point, we were just fucking dwelling on the ball and wondering what we were going to do. It was 1-1 at that point, yeah? In a game we had to win. We had to win. There's no such thing as maybe we didn't need to win it, or well, maybe if Chelsea do us a favour. All we could be certain of is taking the 3 points and giving ourselves the best possible chance. It could still go against us, but we had to win the game. Give ourselves the best possible chance to finish ahead of City this season and to claim our first league title in 22 years. Instead, Bournemouth looked like the team that were pushing for the league title. They were so full of endeavour. They were so full of skill. They were so full of guile. They had a real cutting edge. And they were brilliant on the ball. Holy shit, their manager, yeah? I take my hat off to Raiola, man. I take my hat off to Raiola. Their manager, I swear to God, he bought and sold Arteta today. He walked all over him. They said he has a reputation when he was in Spain in La Liga. I think he was the Rayo Vallecano coach. And he used to do it to Real Madrid and to Barcelona also with his Rayo Vallecano team. But we knew what they were going to do. We knew the game plan. And we knew the areas where we could maybe hurt them and target them. What about the game plan? What about preparation? What about effort? Rice looked like he was trying. Jokeres gave it fucking everything. Raya pulled a finger out. He was giving it everything. But there was a definite lack of effort. Until the last maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes, we tried to get ourselves into the lead. Then they hit us for the goal, for the killer second, and it was curtains for us. After that, it was brown bread. We had no chance of getting back into the game at that point. We were snookered. We were goosed. So I don't understand. Like, I mean, the whole mentality. I'm not going to be no like a knee jerk reaction. Oh, the mentality of the team. Oh, this usual bullshit. Yeah, that gets leveled against Arsenal every fucking time. But there is truth in it. But for God's sake, I mean, the game hadn't even been played. Before the game, they had enough time to get in the right frame of mind to go out there and to give it fucking everything. And that is not what I saw out there. That was not everything they have. That was not the extent of this team. They're better than that. You can't say the injuries. Yeah, okay. We're going up against Manchester City. But we had the players out there to get the job done. It was 11 against 11. We didn't have a player sent off. We had the 11 players on the field at the end. Maybe that was the fucking problem. Maybe we should have picked up a fucking red card or a couple more yellows and get the players fucking fired up. Maybe that was the problem. A few more of them should have gone into the book because we were way too passive. Scott, I'm going to be as nice now as I can possibly be with you, bro. Not looking good. That is the biggest fucking understatement of all fucking time. I love you like a brother, bro. I love you like a brother, you know that. You know me, man. I'm a nice guy. I'm a straight talker. Yeah. Like all Irish people, we talk straight. We cut to the fucking chase. Yeah, we get to the point. But that is the biggest understatement, man. I'm just trying to put a little bit of focus on what's been going on. Yeah, I'm trying to be nice too, man. I am nice. You are nice. All good, bro. But listen, I'm just trying to put a little bit of focus on things for people out there. Yeah. I mean, I'd imagine a lot of the younger Arsenal fans now are fucking devastated. I saw the faces in the stadium as the game was approaching its end, as we were 2-1 down, and I saw the faces of the fans. And for them, it is an incredibly frustrating time. I feel sorry for the younger fans because they haven't had the experience or the joy that I have had of seeing us actually land titles and the wonderful players we've had at the club. And the drama and the fight. They did need to win. As a friend of mine in the comments, guys, I respect your opinion, but they did need to win today. A win was vital. But either way, they lost. And the problem is, in the last couple of games, now this is not a witch hunt to get Mikel Arteta or the team. Yeah? I'm trying to be more. I'm trying to be more productive and actually be constructive in what is happening at the club. The performance today, the way they went out and approached the game was bizarre. Um, I don't understand why there wasn't more determination, more will to win, more drive. If you didn't know who was going for the title, guys, which team would you think were going for it? It wasn't us. I mean, look, they have a fantastic manager, yeah, and they have a fucking team. These guys can play. They have some really good players. They did a double over us last season, believe it or not, home and away. The fucking double. Um, they're a tricky proposition. Um, bet you're hoping Chelsea shit show up tomorrow. Of course, but I know for a fact that they won't. And more than likely, Manchester City will win. But you see, here's the thing, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because if we can't handle our own business and win the games we should, like Liverpool last season, like Manchester City, like United when they were winning titles, like Arsenal when we were winning titles, if we can't do it ourselves and actually win the games we should, like today, we don't deserve to be champions. Like, you can't be relying on other teams. We're not good enough. Odegaard is a massive player. That guy is a fantastic player. He's our best player at the club, better than Saka. He's our most influential player. Without him, we struggled. I'm just going to talk a little bit, guys. I'm going to talk in the comments. I'm not going to ignore anybody. I'll big up to my man Chris Lee coming into the comments. I'll big up to Scott. Um, but look, hindsight is 2020, yeah, and it's fine me looking back at today's game and passing comments and remarks about it. But we definitely did not go out in the game today like we were giving everything to win. The players did not put in a shift. They didn't do everything they could to win the game. They did not do everything they could to win the game. Don't anybody tell me that that was us at full tilt, full throttle. What about the pressure? Okay, we put them under a little bit of pressure at the end, yeah? We were searching for the equaliser. And we pushed a little bit like halfway through the second half. Rice started to get a hold of the ball. He was banging a couple of shots in. There was movement. I don't think we're good enough. And that isn't me like trying to paint a happy picture on things or looking for excuses and trying to make myself feel better. I've got to take this on the chin, yeah? And Arsenal fans, we have to take it on the chin. But let's try to be productive and actually try to finger point the problems. What is actually going on? I mean, we haven't been in the best of form recently. I know we beat Sporting, but they're not fucking Bournemouth. Um, I know we haven't been in the best of form recently. I understand. I understand everything. But we needed to turn around. We need to turn around and we need to figure out why. I mean, we knew well in advance that this game was scheduled. We knew the game was lined up. We knew what Bournemouth were going to bring to the table. And they have a very good coach in Raiola. We knew all of these things. And we still didn't have a fucking game plan. We seemed clueless out there in what to do to try to break them down. It doesn't matter what 11 we play, guys. Every man that plays needs to give 100%. If they do that, we would have got across the line. At the end of the season, you're going to have the fucking medal around your neck. Isn't it worth it? To give everything in the last 7 games, every fucking thing you have. Bournemouth were smart today and they moved the ball well and they were quick. Quick feet, in position, they were moving the ball nicely. But don't anybody tell me that that was our full fucking effort today. They didn't put in a shift. They're better than that. And guys, listen. What was on the line? I don't care if you're a United fan, if you were an Arsenal fan, if you were a Chelsea fan, a Manchester City fan. I don't give a shit. What was on the line? Let's get down to the brass tacks of it. Yeah? What was on the line? What were they playing for? What the fuck were they playing for? It was all on this one. We had to fucking win. What were they playing for? What were they playing for? They were going for the title. Isn't that motivation enough? But out on the field, you don't see that. It's not just on Arteta. I would like to point the finger at him and have a fucking go at him. I honestly believe we will never win the title under Mikel Arteta, but that's for another day, yeah? He's taken us far. He's improved the team. He's got us back up there. But I don't think we'll get across the line and never win the title under Arteta. Another problem, it was the players out there. Why were they fucking dawdling on the ball? Yeah, Lottie, you notice we're dawdling? Fucking dilly-dallying like we used to do on the way to school, just hanging around and fucking taking a handy on the way back to school. Horsing around. What the fuck were they doing? It was our whole fucking season in these last couple of games. There's only 7 to go. Now 6. We're 10 points ahead. And City have 2 games in hand, I think. They definitely have 2 games in hand, but are we 10 or 9? I think we're still 10 ahead. But they have 2 games in hand. And one of those games is against us at the Etihad. It's 9 points. It would have been 10 if we got to draw, yeah. Yeah, it would have been 10 if we got to draw. That's where the problem was, yeah. It would have been 10 if we got to draw, yeah. So they win those 2 games. One of them, we're in direct competition with them at the Etihad. Even before today's game, I don't think we're going to beat them. At the Etihad, I mean. Now, guys, I can't let my heart rule my head, yeah. At the moment, the way things are, obviously they're going to go to Manchester and they're going to play a better performance than they did today. They're probably going to get an earful from the manager and they're probably going to look at themselves. But I don't think it'll be enough to get the better of City at the Etihad. I just can't see us beating them. I can't see us beating them. We had to win today. It's as simple as that, in my opinion. I take Chris Lee's point, but we had to win. It was in our hands. We needed to take the 3 points. Bournemouth they came with a game plan. They came with a game plan. Look, let me go through some of the comments there. Yeah? Respect to everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it. Yeah. Let me just go through some of the comments, guys. I've been up since 4:45 this morning, guys. I had to go in and I had to open up. I had to open up the job. Been open up the company, whatever. It's not my company, guys. I'm just a fucking worker. But I had to go in and open up today. Yeah. So I've been up since 4:45, guys. But let me try to put a little bit of sense in this. Big up to Scott anyway. Big up to my man Chris. They didn't need a win today. They needed a point. Big up to Chris for the comment. But I'm hoping on Chelsea. Yeah, of course, but we can't be relying on them to fucking, you know what I mean? Of course, Scott, but we can't be relying on them to fucking land us the league title, you know what I mean? I know what you're saying, bro, but today was just, I mean, rock bottom. And I'm trying to be constructive about things, and I'm trying to make some sense of where things have gone wrong. It's not just the injuries, the players just, you know, they need to do better. I would say it looks like United and City in the title race, to be honest. Now, United aren't going to win the title. It's over. No offense. It's over. I genuinely don't care anymore. Fuck this team. Thank you for that comment, yeah. Christian from AFTV just came out and said fans need to stop overreacting and trust the process. Still a long way to go. The table doesn't lie. He's only predicted Man City nil, Arsenal 4 next week. Yeah, he'd want to lay off the drugs. He shouldn't be taking drugs anymore. It's not good for him. It's funny seeing Arsenal fans cry, not you, Dave, just others. You know what, Scott? It is kind of funny because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I think a lot of us could have seen maybe this being the game where we kind of came unstuck. The expectancy is on the team, the pressure is mounting, City are getting stronger. They beat us in the cup final. We have to go there next week. I mean, this was kind of like the crunch game, yeah. And you can see that we're unsettled. And the thought, the prospect of going to the Etihad in a week, we're more than likely they're going to turn us over. Let's be honest about it. Um, just addressing some of the comments there, guys. Sorry, there's a lot of comments coming through. After today's performance, Havertz and Martinelli should be banned to the second team. They didn't do themselves any favours. They did not do themselves any favours, for sure. When we needed them, when we needed them. Gyökeres is the biggest flop. I thought he did well today. Statistically, April is Arteta's worst month for points and Pep's best month for points. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't have a big pair of balls between your legs, huh? That's what happens to people like Arteta when they don't have a pair of fucking cojones. I was in South America recently, guys. Maybe Arteta should go there and he should get a pair of fucking cojones. 9 points in it, yeah, 9 points. With a draw would have been 10. That's why points are important. If OSG is in the stadium, it will be an Arsenal win. I mean, in the last 5 or 6 games. Yeah, look, I mean, I'm just trying to be constructive and I'm trying to make sense of what actually was going on out there today. Like I said, for me, this result, this performance was not a million miles away. Like, I mean, you could predict it. I mean, I could kind of predict it myself. Yeah, I could kind of predict it. It wasn't a million miles away from actually what could happen. What actually did happen. But like I keep saying, guys, we knew what was on the table. We knew who we were up against. We knew that we had to perform. We knew all of these things. We knew the opposition. We knew the players. We've played them before. It's not a one off Champions League game. We play them regularly. They know our strengths and our weaknesses, but we know theirs. But the thing is, we had a lot riding on this game. That should have been motivation enough for the players, even in the second half, to come out and say, you know what? Let's fucking go for it. I mean, really, really turn up the fucking heat on them. And like I said, I can't fucking make sense of it, but what the fuck? It was the second half. We were level. They were looking a little bit like they could do something. Gabriel, very brave defending at the back to stop them a couple of times when they were clean through. Respects to my man Gabriel. He fucking laid his body on the line. But I can't understand why there was the long ball. There was a really strong wind in the second half in Arsenal's favour. I get it. But when the long ball was played through from Raya, it carried all the way through to the fucking to their defenders or their goalkeeper, and they got the possession back easily, and they recycled it, and they were on the move. We were playing into their hands with the long ball. It was meat and drink for their defenders. What they didn't want was they didn't want to be moved around. They did not want the players running at them from the wings, crossing the ball in, having a shot, cutting back, making space. They didn't want that. The long ball was perfect. Why did we persist with the fucking long ball? And then they were targeting Trossard with it. If you're going to target someone, then put it to fucking Gyökeres. At least he can do something. He's got the physicality to hold up the fucking ball when it comes up there. But they were hitting Trossard then with that. Trossard is the guy that you play at the feet. Quick pass into his feet. He's rampaging. He's a very good player technically. He's very gifted technically on the ball, Trossard. We needed to get the ball wide more. Their defenders do not want to be pulled out of position like any defender doesn't. Their centre backs, they do not want to be moved around. That's what we should have done. And Chris Lee is 100% right. The fucking performance of Havertz and Martinelli. Excuse my language, guys, yeah. The performance of the two of them. Jesus fucking Christ. At one point, yeah, Havertz was standing there, and I swear to God, it would be like if I was on the pitch. It was exactly the same. I might as well have been there because he did fuck all. He looked like me out there, a guy that never played a game in his life. Now, I have played football before, guys, yeah, but not at any level or for a club, not even a local team, yeah. I used to fight. I like camp sport, yeah. But look, it's like me being out there. That's what it looked like at times. Clueless, not a fucking notion what to do. Oh my God. It was that bad. It was that fucking bad. And it's not about the players that are missing, guys. Good teams, they take the injuries and they perform. And today was one of those games where we needed to fucking prove a point. Guys, if we had been out and won today, they may not say it, guys, it's going to happen behind closed doors. But if we had went out and beat Bournemouth today convincingly, took the 3 points, tightened our grip on the title, whatever way you want to fucking put it, how do you think City will be feeling? They probably still beat us at the Etihad, but they fucking need to then because we got the 3 points. Do you get me? We put no pressure on them. The ball's in their court. They win tomorrow, which I think they will, and we go to fucking Manchester and they beat us. All of a sudden, it's 3 points. What do you think's going to happen then? All of a sudden, we're still going to stir back to life, is it? And we're going to win 6 in a row. A lot of people tuning in, guys. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe, yeah. I'd appreciate it. Just think next week you could be out of the Champions League and weekend could get done. Scott, I don't give a fuck about the Champions League. It doesn't matter. It's not important. It's always been the league. We're already gone from the FA Cup. We're already lost the Carabao Cup. It's always been the league. 38 games, home and away, you need everything to win. I couldn't care less about the Champions League. I couldn't care less. The only thing that annoyed me about the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup was the manner of the performance. And we let City gain the advantage. When they beat us in the Carabao Cup final, Scott, they have got that edge over us now, yeah. And you can see it's affecting the team a little bit. And we have to go to the Etihad, yeah. They have that little edge over us now, yeah, because they beat us in a big game that mattered. City will be up for it after this Arsenal performance today. Well, they have a better team than us too, yeah. I mean, not making excuses when we lose in Manchester, yeah. But the signing of Semenyo, look, he's a very good signing to come into the team, yeah. But they do have a better team than us, and they do have a better forward than us, and they are equally, if not better than us, in a lot of key positions. And like Odegaard could probably come back for the game. Who knows? I don't know what the injury is. I mean, Chris Lee told me about it when I was on the way home. I don't actually know what the situation is with Odegaard. I need to check. But he's not going to go into the Manchester City game, even if he's recovered, at full tilt. He's not going to be playing at his best because he's out of match practice. He's not match fit. So it's a liability to play him against Manchester City. And people are probably laugh when I say that, too. But it is a liability to play him against Manchester City. It is a liability because he's not going to come in form. He's not going to come in match fit. And then we're going to put him up against City at the Etihad and they're going to fucking roast us. They're going to tear us to pieces there. That's how I see things anyway. I mean, there's a lot to talk about, but I mean, today's performance, the performance. You could talk about results, yeah. till the cows come home. It's a terrible result, but the performance was concerning. The lack of belief and determination, worrying. And I don't know where it's all come from because he's had this new injection of blood. Trust me, Miguel is the agent of Man City. It seems like that now. It seems like that. Who is OSG? That's me. Old school gunner. OSG. Arsenal had not that many first team players on the bench. Only good winger is Saka, Trossard, so. Arsenal needs two big winger signings next year. They definitely need to strengthen it. They definitely need to strengthen, bro. I mean, if you're an Arsenal fan, I mean, you guys are like neutrals, and you probably see it a bit more. You probably see it a bit more clearly where the problems lie than maybe I would, because it's of course it was a tough defeat to take today, and it has a massive effect on us in the title running. 6 games to be played, and with that tough trip to Manchester coming up, you guys, you probably see things a bit more pragmatically and clearly than I do, because I'm too connected to the result right now. You probably see things a bit more. Yeah, Arsenal need to strengthen in these areas, like my man Chris has suggested, and rightly so. But let me ask you this, guys. Yeah, City has 20 players that could be in the first team. They have a lot of strength and depth. They have two teams as such. But let me ask you this, guys. If you were Mikel Arteta now, after that performance, what would you do? Simple question, guys. I'm not trying to be smart or, honestly, I want to know, yeah. What would you do if you were Mikel Arteta after that performance today? And we've got to head up to Manchester. And they're going to be fucking gunning for us. Pardon the pun, yeah, we're the gunners. But they're going to be gunning for us, yeah. They're going to wipe the floor with us if they can. They're going to give us such a beating that we don't recover from it, like psychologically. They're going to give us such a beating that they're going to end our title challenge up in Manchester. They're going to fucking decimate us, demolish us. That's what they want to do, yeah. They want to give us such a beating that we don't recover from it, that we just go downhill confidence wise. That's what they're aiming for, yeah. And the way we're playing at the moment, it's not going to be too difficult for them. And with the players they have. So hand my P45 in because he's just not cut out to win the league. That is the fact of the matter. Huh? That is the fact of the matter. But it's always been the league for us, guys. It's always been the league for us. It's always been the league for me. I mean, it's always been the league for me. It's always been the league for me. I'm going to have a little look at Troops TV later, guys, and see what he thought about it. But it will be a different game next Sunday. Well, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be watching it. And I'm going to check it out. And I will be in Manchester. I will be at the Etihad, and I will witness it. I think City will walk all over you. Yeah, like I said, I looked at it today, Scott, in the second half, and literally, like I said, I think it was Havertz was standing out on the field. It was like I was out on the pitch. It was that bad. Arsenal had to win EFL against Man City. That would have been Arsenal silverware. Yeah, and it would also have ignited the team, and it would have built a bit of belief in them, Marcelino. It would have also, if they had managed to win the EFL Cup, the Carabao Cup against Man City, it would have strengthened the belief in the team going into the critical last 6 or 7 games. But since we lost it, it has affected us badly, and it's gone from bad to worse. And I mean, we had the players out there today to win the game. With all due respect, City are a very strong team that we lost to in the Carabao Cup. Obviously, it doesn't help if play David Raya and you play Kepa. I mean, that don't make no sense at all. But yeah. But the Southampton game in the FA Cup, we had enough to beat them. It all kind of started from losing to City in the Carabao. And from there, we just kind of went from fucking disaster to disaster. And in the back of the mind, I think is going to the Etihad. Yeah. I could see the setup for the City game, low block and try to play on the counter attack. They will destroy us if we don't actually commit and get the midfield. They will fucking destroy us. I mean, it's only a matter of time before they break the low block down. You know what they're like, Scott. You know how much they recycle the ball. You know they've got the big man up front. They've got the brilliant Phil Foden pulling the strings. They've got the brilliant Bernardo Silva pulling the strings. Yeah, exactly. It won't work because they don't give you the counter attacks. They strangle the fucking life out of you. And their fullbacks are playing like fucking midfielders. They're that good on the ball. It's cohesive. They're very cohesive in their build-up play. A big word from the OSG. But they're very cohesive in their build-up play. They're at a different level when they're on it. When they're on their game in the attacking third, you can't fucking. It's sooner or later they're going to break through you. It doesn't matter who the fuck is at the back. You tried that with us and look how that turned out. Man, we had a terrible game. No, look, no disrespect to Manchester United, yeah. I watched that game, yeah. You played fantastic. I watched it. He played fucking fantastic. So many players turned up, yeah. Carrick had everybody motivated. But we played shit. Now that's not taken away from United, yeah. The best team won. You beat City, then you beat Arsenal. 2 in a row, yeah. Fantastic. Casemiro was the man for me that did the most damage at the Emirates, in my opinion. He was just destructive. He stopped us from playing. He just upset the rhythm the whole time. He constantly broke the rhythm in our play, and we couldn't find it. For me, it was Casemiro. He did the hard work, yeah, that broke us down, that stopped us from playing our game. It was Casemiro for me. But the whole team played out of their fucking skins. The goalkeeper was fantastic. Everybody played brilliant. And Buemo was brilliant. Um, but even that whinger, that little bitch Bruno Fernandes, he played well. But for me, it was Casemiro. But the problem is, yeah, look, like when the winning goal was shot, now Arsenal were lucky to even be in the game at that point. Yeah, like we were lucky to actually be level when United scored the winner. But when the winner was scored, I was literally like this. As soon as the ball broke in that area, and he had one thing on his mind was to pull the trigger. You could see it because he's very good at shooting. Yeah, it was all the way a goal when he hit it. The defenders they backed off slightly, I think, which is a thing that Arteta maybe teaches them. Don't dive in, back off. The strikers or the midfielder, the person attacking that's going to have the shot, still has it all to do to score. But the player that was in possession and that had the shot is a player that's capable of it. Like if I move into that position and I have the ball, chances are I'm not going to score. But when he moved into the position for United and the defense kind of gave him that little second, they just moved off, which is, he's still got it all to do to score. But the player that was in possession of the ball is a player that can fucking score from there and that has the ability. As soon as he got it in that area, I shouted one fucking thing: push out, try to block it. They took that little step off, see what he can do, and he unleashed it right into the fucking net. and it was an unstoppable shot, a brilliant goal from a brilliant player. But when I watched it, I just said one thing immediately: fucking push out, try to block it, because just let him have a shot. The guy can hit them now, and he fucking buried it. Unstoppable shot. The keeper had no fucking chance. Not a prayer. Um, I don't understand why when Arsenal are going for silver, we're at end, they throw it away. We don't have players to create goals. Yeah, we were struggling. We were struggling. It was Casa does. He's our rock when he's on form. Yeah, well, he gets everybody playing around him. Yeah, but he just blocks shit. He stops things. He upsets the rhythm of the team. We couldn't get our game going. We couldn't get our passing going. We couldn't get nothing going. Every hate Arsenal when they lose silver, but when Spurs lose to Sunderland and they get relegated, what our hate say? All right, let me try to make sense of that. Mark, I take the absolute piss out of the Spuds, trust me, not just Arsenal. Kai should had score from a corner. Yeah, it's like my man Chris Lee was saying, yeah, himself and Martinelli, they didn't do themselves any favours today, that's for sure. Hey man. I can't wait to see what Troops has to say. Troops is a fucking funny guy. If any of you are familiar with it, he's not too funny today, I'd imagine. But if any of you are familiar with Troops, I actually can't wait to see and hear his thoughts on the season, on what went on today, on how we're looking for the rest of the season, if that fucking makes sense. How we're actually looking for the rest of the fucking season. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, I just don't know where to kind of start with everything that went on now. I mean, Bottlers going to get bottled by City 2. Big up to us. Yeah, big up to you too, man. Big up to you too. Bottlers going to get battered by City 2. Maybe, maybe not. But the mentality definitely is, you know, should have had a second penalty. I don't know. I think fucking Bournemouth could have had a penalty, to be honest. And they could have added a third from open play easily. They had enough chances at the end. We capitulated. But they should have had a penalty as well, I think, to be honest. Winty Gay saying an hour. Fucking hell, I hope Winty win. Is it on TV? Is it on SRF? My season couldn't be any better. Tottenham getting relegated, Arsenal bottling again, Liverpool crumbling. Hold that. Liverpool are the champions, though. They did win the league last season. I mean, say what you want about Arsenal now. We have our own problems. But Liverpool have been successful in recent seasons. They had a very good stint under Jurgen Klopp, and they won the league last season under Arne Slot in his first season in charge. I mean, you can say what you want about Liverpool crumbling, but last season they did win the Premier League. I mean, credit where it's due. Yeah. Um, and Liverpool have won a lot of trophies throughout their history. Yeah. They have a good pedigree, and they have won so many Champions Leagues. I think they've won more Champions Leagues than any other team in England. Yeah. I think they won 6. So I mean, yeah, that's true. But they did win the league. That's true, bro. But they did win the league, and they have had a lot of success recently. Liverpool. They still won the league, man. They still beat everyone. He spent 300 million to be Conference League footballers. Who? But they've been successful, man. They've been successful. That's something that you have to accept. Though. The best team won the league last season. The best team won the league last season. It was unfortunate for Arsenal because just when we actually got out of City's shadow and they weren't so good last season, Liverpool nipped in and Liverpool won it. We just can't get a break. Honestly, Arsenal cannot get a fucking break. But today they caused their own problems. Today Liverpool caused their own, or Arsenal caused their own problems. Today Arsenal caused their own problems. We just couldn't get a break. We just couldn't get a break. Like last season, we just couldn't get a fucking break. That's how I see things anyway. It is what it is. It is what it is. But look, we'll keep going. We'll keep going. I mean, I I don't want to be kind of negative because of today's result, but I don't think that Arteta will ever take us to the league title. I just cannot see that happening. Um, I think it's a bridge too far. I just don't think he'll ever get us across the line now. And I said he has improved us greatly. I just don't think that we're in that. Are you Arteta out? See, these are the things. It's like it's like this. Um, it's the same thing. Are you Arteta out? Who are you even bringing in to replace Arteta? You see, here's the thing. I mean, I'm sure maybe you can think of somebody. I don't know, but like those two questions combined, are you Arteta out? Then who are you even bringing in to replace Arteta? Laugh out loud. The most important thing, if a manager is not doing what he should be, and if you honestly believe that he can't take the team any further, the most important thing is actually making the decision that he should actually leave. The people that are in charge, the people that are in charge, they're the ones that can make the decisions, of course. Of course, we can all come up with a couple of names there. Oh, well, I think this manager will be good. This manager might be good. But who could we actually realistically get? Like, just because we might not get a new manager doesn't mean we should stick with a manager if he's not going to do the job. You understand? I mean, we can all throw a couple of names into the hat. Well, I think this guy would be a good coach. That guy might be a good coach. But realistically, who would we get? But that's no reason then just to hold on to him because we don't think we can get anyone better, you know? But you see, the thing is, when the team started to perform like they have, and when everyone was pushing behind the team, I pushed behind the team because I support the club. Yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan. It's not about Mikel Arteta and his career. It's not about Bukayo Saka. It's not about the merchandise that the club are releasing all the time. It's not about the overpriced tickets that they charge people to watch that dross like today. It's none of those things. None of those things. If the decision is made to remove the manager by the powers that be at the club, it needs to be for the right reasons. The last thing may be concerning if you can line up another manager and bring him in. That's fantastic. But it's step for step. Obviously, it's good to have a smooth transition. But I just got behind the team recently because they were pushing hard, and it was obvious that Arteta and the players were doing their very best. Now, I'm not so sure. It's okay because the only Arsenal winning a single trophy. I watch PSG, and they're by far the best team in Europe. I'd agree with that. And you know what? PSG are the kind of team that, first of all, I wanted us to avoid in the Champions League because the last season, for obvious reasons, what they did to us, what they did to us, especially at the Emirates in the first game. They're a team that I wanted to avoid in the Champions League draw. Yeah. I'm glad we did not get them in the quarterfinal. Um, they're the team that I wanted to avoid, like I said, because of our experience with them last season. And the thing is, they weren't setting the world on fire, PSG. But you see, in the last month, they've turned the corner again, and like they did last season, they've stepped up a level, and they're a very dangerous team to play against. And they are, like I said, a team that I did not want us to draw. I did not want to play them. Are they the best team in Europe? I think Bayern Munich could have something to say about that. I think Bayern are good as well. I think Bayern are definitely on their way to doing something. Yeah. I think it's between those two teams, to be honest. Yeah, Scott. Yeah, Scott with the comment. Bayern. I actually didn't see that comment, Scott, until then. But yeah, Bayern are pretty good. Yeah, I'm sure Chris Lee would agree with that. Arsenal need to buy big. Have 20 first league players, and Arteta will bring you over the line. But this season is not finished. Let's see. It all hinges on the game in Manchester. To be honest, it's not. Tomorrow is a big game too. Yeah, but it all hinges on the game in Manchester. It all hinges on the game in Manchester next week. Uh, it's okay because I don't think Arsenal wins. Yeah, I also think that they're one of the best teams with Bayern Munich. If Liverpool lose, PSG no say anything. Spurs lose, no say anything. But if Arsenal lose, the whole world is happy. I wouldn't say that. I mean, obviously, people have their own affiliations and people have their own teams that they support. I wouldn't say the whole team is the whole world is happy if Arsenal lose, but we definitely Arsenal definitely have a certain amount of fans that think that Arteta is fucking Moses or he's the Messiah. Sorry if I offend anyone that's religious. I don't mean to, guys. But they honestly think that fucking Mikel Arteta is the fucking chosen one. He's fucking Luke Skywalker or fucking Darth Vader. Han's fucking Solo. I'd say he's a bit of Han Solo, alright, tonight. I say the wife isn't going to go near him. But after that. But no, all joking aside, guys, I think that certain Arsenal fans at the club, like the plastic fans, the people that have not supported the club so long, they honestly think that he is the fucking chosen one. They'd bend over for him if they had a chance. Um, yeah. Vitinha, best midfielder in the world. There's Pedri. But Valverde is levels above them both. With my fave, Vinny Jr. Yes, your fave. Valverde over Vitinha. Don't make me laugh, bro. Valverde is my. There's a little bit of a conversation cooking, huh? There's a little bit of a bit of a to and fro cooking. Valverde is by far better. What a happy day. You deserve to lose the trophy for that ungodly set pieces you started. You're entitled to your opinion, You're entitled to your opinion, man. I got nothing to say about that. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, yeah, and I respect your opinion. It's all good, yeah. But let me ask you this, yeah. Let me ask you this, Pathfinder. If Mikel Arteta stays at the club for another 2 years, do you think Arsenal can win the title with the squad they have? I mean, where do you rate them? I mean, now we're first in the league. But maybe we're going to end up second. Like, where do you see our level at? Yeah? And in Europe, like, where are we in Europe? Are we the fifth best team? Are we the 10th best team? Pathfinder, I hope you find your path. Yes. He found his pat here anyway. I don't know when he find his pat back though. Maybe he could call an Uber. Maybe he could call an Uber. Um, Scott, why didn't Valverde play versus Bayern? Not with the squad they have. Yeah. As a United fan, I think he is the best manager. 21st team players, then yes, yeah, they need that strength and depth that City have, yeah, just that cover. With the same squad, not at all. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. Yeah, the thing is, like, this season was kind of like marked as maybe Arsenal's season because Manchester United are getting strong again, and next season they're going to be a real threat. Liverpool were having a bit of an off one this season. City weren't at their best. Arsenal could have maybe snuck in there. Obviously, the threat from Spurs landing the league title never materialised. Instead, they're in a relegation battle. That was maybe another thing that could have happened. Maybe Spurs came up and they won the league. But of course, the complete opposite has happened. They're in the relegation zone right now. Um, but yeah, look, a couple of teams were kind of struggling this season. Yeah, and maybe we thought maybe we could have got across the line now. But City are coming good again. Like I said, United are very strong right now, and when they have a full season with Carrick next season or a new manager, it's going to be difficult. Ryan Cherky owns your small club. He did more kickups versus you than you have Premier League trophies. And Dorgu owns your small club. I'd gladly swap you for Michael Carrick. There's a bit of to and fro in the comment section, guys. People are getting to fucking grips with the situation a little bit. But yeah, I don't know what to say, man. Today was just a tough one for the Gooners. I speak for all the Arsenal fans when I say we are the top five English team and London is truly blue. But you're speaking for all the Arsenal fans. And you think it's like London is Chelsea. Not for a couple of years, man. Not for a couple of years. Arsenal have been the best team in London now. But that doesn't mean anything because we're not gonna land the title in my opinion. We may be the best team in London, but that's not saying much at the moment. You know what I mean? Ban Pathfinder. What's he been saying? I'll gladly swap you for Michael Carrick. I don't want him at my club. All right, guys, I'm just going to drain the weasel, yeah, and I'll be back then. I wasn't expecting the stream to run like it is, yeah. I'm just going to drain the weasel. I'm probably going to have a little cry to myself. I'm going to go into the corner like that. And I'm going to fucking go to my happy place. I'm going to be like rocking back and forth in my fucking happy place. But I'm just going to go drain the weasel and then I'll be back. And like I said, I'm probably going to have a little cry. Yeah, I'm gonna have a little cry. No, I'm coming back, man. I'm just gonna. Okay, adios. I'm just gonna drain the weasel. All right, I'm back, guys. The weasel has been drained. You know what the funny thing is? I was there, right? And I was, draining the weasel. He looks like he got a shock today. He looks like he had a fright. I was looking down at him and he's like, oh, I'm white, of course, yeah. So, you know what I mean? I work with what I have. But I mean, I think he's had a shock. He looks like he's gone into shock or something. I think today was pretty traumatic for everybody, yeah, including, you know what I mean? Bottle your tears for me, mate. Fucking hell. But I am going to leave. All right, bro. Adios. Oh, Arsenal, my source of happiness. Oh, man. That's crazy. I'm watching Brighton right now. Yeah, what's the score? Dave, have me one game of FC. Dave, have me one game of FC. You mean FIFA, like? At Bogus 334. Yeah, we can have a game at the weekend, yeah? We can have a game at the weekend. I've been up since 4:45 today, yeah, so I'm going to be fucking. I'm probably going to rock out. But maybe tomorrow? I don't know. Are you available tomorrow to have a game? When I'm a bit fucking rested. It's not about winning or losing, it'll just be more fun, yeah. Because now I feel like I got hit by a fucking car. Um, but we can have a game tomorrow if you're up for it, yeah. I've also got a good couple of days off coming up before I head to Manchester for the big game. Yeah, we'll have a game tomorrow, yeah. No bother. Um, what time is the Chelsea Manchester City game? What time is that actually? Because maybe if we have a game before that, probably after I'll probably be fucking depressed out of my mind. You know what I mean? After I'll probably be depressed out of my fucking mind. Definitely after the Chelsea Man City game, I'll probably be fucking, you know yourself. But yeah, we can have a look, yeah. But let me know what time you like, yeah. Maybe before the Man City Chelsea game, if possible for you, because there's an hour time difference here too, yeah. Switzerland is like an hour ahead of the UK. But yeah, for sure we can have a game, yeah. Oh well, fuck, that was some disappointing thing today, guys. I mean, I'm not doing this for my channel, yeah. I'm doing this for me. It's good to talk to other football fans and fucking, even though there's piss taking going on and this, that, and the other, it's, you've got to understand, guys. I mean, I'm not expecting you to fucking give a shit, obviously, but I mean, if you were having like, if you were having like, how do I say it? If you were having like if you were going through like Arsenal now, like we're looking again at maybe another second place and we know that we can get it. We can play a tournament. I wonder who will win. Max Doman isn't good. Rio Engolman clears him, to be honest. Max Doman is a good player. Regardless if this player or another player is better than him, Max Doman is a good player. We can play a tournament on who will win. For sugar, I'm down for a tournament. Do you think, truthfully, you will win the league with your current form? Of course not. I mean, I'll field any question. Yeah, no problem, guys. No. The wheels have come off at the moment. It would be nice if we kind of picked things up and maybe pushed on a little bit, but we're looking fair weak at the moment. I think that's fair to say. We're looking a bit rough around the fucking edges. You know what I mean? We're not looking like we can do something at all in any way, shape, or form. We're just not looking good. That's how I see things anyway. I mean, it is what it is, right? We can all agree Spurs going down will make everyone's seasons excellent. I would enjoy that, to be honest, and I don't want to be small minded because Arsenal aren't going too well at the moment. It would actually be quite amusing if they went down. I mean, I'm not going to lie. But it's only the way they carry themselves in public, yeah, is the kind of thing I think that kind of rattles people, yeah. I think it's maybe the way they carry themselves in public is what upsets people a little bit. You know what I mean? It's the way they carry themselves in public is what upsets people. Yeah. I mean, they haven't really been successful, and they do behave like, you know, they're the greatest team to ever play the game. Fucking, that was some result today. I swear to God, watching it was just like that was a fucking low. That was a low today. I mean, that was one of the biggest lows I could ever imagine today. And I'm a fan that's seen it all. Yeah, I've seen it all. Yeah, the best team won for sure. There's no doubt about that. But Arsenal didn't turn up. I mean, they were able to win that game if they wanted to. I mean, if they really put their minds to it, they could have won that game. They could have won that game. They should have won that game. They didn't deserve to the way the game went, but they didn't apply themselves. It's not going to be given to you. You have to fucking take it. It's not going to be given to you. You have to go and you have to fucking take it. And they just didn't turn up. They have to look at themselves now. Carried by Raya all season. I'm going to keep it straight with you. Raya's a good goalkeeper. I don't think he carried us, but he's a good keeper. I like Raya. I like him. And he obviously is our first choice keeper. I mean, we should not have played Kepa against City in the Carabao Cup. That's when all the fucking problems started. We lost to them. The heads dropped. We got knocked out by Southampton. The heads dropped further. We beat Sporting with a lucky goal in fucking Spain. Sorry, in Portugal. Um, but I like David Raya. I mean, the big mistake was dropping him for the Carabao Cup final. I mean, you need your strongest possible 11 against City. Maybe we would have still lost, but he's a much more capable keeper than Kepa. Arteta's decision cost us the title, cost us that trophy. Maybe it was our best chance at winning a trophy. The way it's looking now this season, the Carabao Cup was our best chance at winning a trophy. Sporting are one of the best teams in the top eight right now. If you can barely beat them, beat Sporting in a way, you're beating a better team. Worst teams. Yeah, well, we didn't beat Southampton, and I don't want to say that they're a bad team, but Southampton are a team we could have beaten. It should not have been a problem. So you can reference you can actually reference the Sporting game, but you need to look at the Southampton match. I think was the one where we were below par, and the problems you could see the problems were developing. The confidence was shot to pieces. Confidence was shot to fucking pieces. They got in amongst us. They made it difficult for us, but we had enough to get across the line against them. Junior croupier. It's sad, but it's inevitable. Yeah, for everyone that's new to my channel, guys, I'd appreciate if you would hit the subscribe for me. I'm always looking to pick up new subscribers and people that actually will actually come on in the chat and actually talk football with me, which is what I want. Um, I got the winner today. David, how does that make you feel? I got the winner today, David. How does that make you feel? Ah, he's your namesake, yeah? He's your namesake. Alex Scott won the best midfield in the Premier League today. They didn't play like it, but to be honest, Bournemouth as a team are underrated, and their manager is underrated, and the team is underrated. And Group B is a fucking very good player. Um, I think the whole team is underrated, to be honest, not just Scott. Yes, he's underrated. We'll find out tomorrow how good he is at FIFA. I'm shit anyway, so maybe Grand Theft Auto is probably a bit more fun for me because I'm crap at FIFA. We are all acting like Rice is better than Rodri. Rodri still clears Rice. I don't honestly like me as an Arsenal fan anyway. I mean, you're very general in the way you generalize things like Rice better than Rodri and this kind of thing. I mean, I'm guessing you're a young guy, right? But anyway, look, it doesn't matter. Um, I don't kind of look and say, okay, Allison or Raya, Rice or Rodri. I don't compare players like that in different clubs. I know that sounds probably crazy. Yeah. The only thing that matters to me is that Arsenal function as a team themselves. Whether this player is that better or that player is better, obviously Rodri, in my opinion, is a better player than Rice. Maybe not this season, but what he's done. He looks still to be suffering from that injury this season. Or maybe he's really improved recently and I haven't noticed. But for me, he's still kind of suffering from that injury. But for sure, what Rodri has done, he is a better player than Declan Rice, for sure. He's a very good player. I like I like watching him play. Well, I did before the injury. I don't think he's been the same since the injury. Maybe if Declan Rice had played for the Republic of Ireland, he would be at that level. But he chose England instead, so it's just one of those things, guys. It's like life is complicated. Yes, Casemiro. Well, against Arsenal anyway, he made us take note. He made us take note. Ah, what a fucking game! What a fucking game that was. So yeah, guys, that's basically it. Yeah, we got fucking we got shown up today. Yeah? We got shown up. Not much more to say than that. We got fucking shown up. Unfortunately, that was the lowest of the low, guys. That was the lowest point of the season so far. Um, Everything was riding on that game. Yeah. We had to win. It's just fucked up. Oh well. Drinking water out of a Guinness mug, guys. I think that's not allowed. I think, to be honest. But yeah, it's like yeah, we got hurt today. Yeah. We got hurt. Just have to see what happens for the rest of the season. I mean, there's no real kind of. I just think it's going to be difficult for us now. Just think it's going to be difficult for us now. Yeah. Going into the rest of the fucking season. All right, let me listen to Troops. I'm going to listen to music to calm my tortured soul. calm my broken heart, and then I'm going to listen to what Troops has to say. His reaction to the game is going to be fucking. His reaction to the game, I'm sure, is going to be interesting. Aye, aye, aye. If you're new to the channel, guys, even for the people taking the piss, calling us bottlers, if you're new to the channel, do me a favor and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, it's look, today was just fucking hell. I mean, where do I start? Today was just a tough one. Today was just a tough one. How much more I can say about that? Took the wind out of our sails for sure. Substitutions were made. I think Arteta did everything he could with the substitutions, but it just wasn't meant to be. But look, they should have had more of a game plan going into the game before the kickoff on how to deal with Bournemouth. I mean, the fact that we didn't have more of a game plan going into the game against Bournemouth, it kind of tells you a lot. I mean, quite disappointing. I mean, right, let's see what Troops has to say about things. His match reaction, I'm sure, is going to be fucking vintage. Let's see what Troops has to say about things. Yeah, he's got a face like my ass. His face looks like my ass. Arteta 1, Bournemouth 2. Troops match reaction. If we lose to City, sack Arteta in the tunnel. He got 8,000 views, guys. 34 minutes ago, I've got 400 views. I'm proud of those 400 views. I'm proud of those 400. Troops 10-minute rant. Let's see what he's got to say about things. Tough times being a gooner, guys. Tough times being a gooner. One second, guys. I'll be back. Hey Anthony, what's going on, man? I'm just fucking tuning into Troops' match reaction. I don't know, have you watched it yet, yeah, but Christ, it's fucking. I was told when you have a sausage, you have it with no bread, but goes extra wild on the mayo. Is this true? That's pretty much no comment. Anthony, how are you feeling about the game, man? How are you feeling about the game? Long time no see you. I hope you're keeping well, yeah, that you're doing well, man. I'm heading to Manchester next week to the Etihad, believe it or not. Arsenal, Manchester City, and I think it's gonna be a sobering experience at the Etihad, I think, for Arsenal, the way things are looking at the moment. But let me know what you think about the whole situation. We haven't spoken in so long, Anthony. I mean, yeah, Anthony, I'm fucking freaked out of my mind, man. I'm not freaked out of my mind, but it was just I knew it was going to be a real challenge today, and I knew we had to play at our very best. But I wasn't expecting us to just. It's since we lost to City in the Carabao Cup final, the team has just the spirit has just. I don't know. I don't know how you see things, Anthony. I don't know. I don't know how you see things. Yeah, I don't know your thoughts on it, but I think it's since the Carabao Cup defeat, the team has just gone to shit. And the confidence has gone from the team. I mean, it's not just about who we have available and who we don't have available. The 11 out there today, we had enough to win the game. And with the subs we brought on, we should have won that game. The Southampton match in the FA Cup, Anthony, with all due respect to Southampton, yeah, we had enough in the tank to beat them. It's just been, disaster after disaster. But it started with the Carabao Cup final. McManus said you should visit him. He'd put you up on his sofa. Did he say that? If you wanted me ever to visit him in the UK, I would no doubt, without doubt, I would visit the man and make a little bit of content for his channel, his fragrance channel, and make a little bit of content for football. But yeah, fucking hell, man. Today, Anthony was, I mean, like they were talking about quadruples. That was the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. But like, we go along with the bandwagon for a while. Um, it looks like a quadruple of second place finishes. I think is the way it's going to be. Yeah, 4 second places in a row. So yeah, that's basically it for us. Yeah, I think this season with the league anyway. I don't think we're going to fucking do anything, to be honest. Harry and Mog, we came, we saw, we conquered up the cherries. Yeah, the best team won. The best team won today. That's all there was about it. Um, Arsenal didn't do themselves any favours going into the game. I mean, I understand that they're nervous and they're tense, but they didn't do themselves any favours going into the game. Take nothing away from Bournemouth, but went to fucking shit. Mm. Troops looked up for it, guys, at the start. Yeah, we got caught out properly with the second goal today. Yeah, His channel, his name, Nolan McManus Knitting. It's a knitting show. That's probably more his kind of thing, you know. That's probably more his pace. I mean, he's not getting any younger. Let's face it. That's probably his. That's more probably more his pace. 1 second, guys. Just gonna do a little jiggy jiggy. And I'm back. Just had to turn on the light there, guys, so you can see me in all my glory. I mean, the handsome man that I am. But yeah, we made our subs. We looked to kind of win it. We brought players on, and we got fucking slaughtered. They broke straight through the middle and smashed it into the net. Troops is freaked out of his mind. I'm watching his watch along, guys. Ah, yeah. Tough times for the Gooners, guys. We're in the fucking. We're in the fucking. I don't know where to start. Jesus fucking Christ. We're in the doldrums. I don't know. Is it possible for us to fucking pull out of this one? It's going to be difficult. All right. Welcome along. Pick up to everybody. I'm back. What do you think about today's games? Games. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to any other game, to be honest, except the Arsenal game. Not wanting to sound. There's only one game we're talking about, in my point of view, today, and that's the Arsenal loss to Bournemouth. And the only other game that matters is tomorrow, when Chelsea play City. Not too concerned about any other games at the moment, to be honest, about what went on. Doesn't interest me. So yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens. But yeah, tough one today for the Gunners, guys. Tough one today for all the Arsenal fans. And I'm just going to put my phone to charge for a while, guys, because the battery's getting low. And when it's a little bit charged, I'll be back, okay? So see you all then.